like the last presenter, actually, we don't do any machine vision yet. I think that's why Evan gave me a 5-minute slot at the end of the day. But we look at metadata, anticipating that machine learning and machine vision will help us do some very interesting things. So Kontor is a new company. We haven't launched yet. We had some TechCrunch press last week. And it's in a very exciting space around workplace design. So because I only have 5 minutes, you can think of it as House. Anybody know what House is? Home renovators, homeowners. So House is a young, successful company in the home renovation space. So you can think of Kontor as House for commercial architecture, initially concentrating on workplace design with workplace office space being an important recruiting tool and retention tool, and Facebook office space design being on the cover of every magazine. It's a very interesting space to inhabit. So because our primary audience at this stage of the product is architects and designers themselves, we have a very high bar for the design of the site, the responsiveness of the site, but also for the type of data that we show. So whereas it would be awesome if we had technology available to us now that would enable us to determine what was contained in a given image of a workplace, could be flooring material, wall material. It's amazing all the esoteric things that get architects excited, and it could be a particular kind of ductwork. Of course, it could be furniture from Herman Miller to a little-known designer in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. We'd like to identify all those things, and we anticipate a time in the life of our business, which I hope will be many years and decades, where computer vision will help us scale to a point where we can ingest all of the images of commercial space, eventually maybe even restaurant, bar, retail space, and identify those things at scale, because we can't do it with humans. So our images contain all sorts of objective and subjective elements as well. Subjective elements are the ones that define the style of a particular space. So we've heard a little bit about, in the last few minutes, about similarity in the way things make you feel. For us, there's a joke in my office because I don't come from an architecture background. I've given talks where I use the term neo-modern, so it was pointed out to me that neo-modern is actually not a style. It doesn't make any sense because it can't be neo and modern. But if you did have a space that was neo-modern and you wanted to see similar spaces, that term may mean one thing to you and something altogether different for other people looking at it. Moreover, lay people who are CEOs or people like me designing workplaces don't have access to that vocabulary, so we'd like to show them spaces similar to the one that inspires them. So this is, taking the page out of Google's handbook. This is what the site looks like now when you're logged in. It's just a search bar, and effectively what we're doing is taking an approach to metadata that applies metadata in multiple layers to workplaces and spaces. So you can navigate through projects, scenes as we call them, or spaces, individual components of spaces, and all of these items are tagged and stored in our database and search engine in a way that anticipates a time that machines will be able to do this for us. Let me just show a quick, I've got 1 minute left, I'm going to show a couple of quick slides. So we do some algorithmic cropping. Once we locate something in an image, we do an algorithmic crop to bring it to the fore. This is an image that shows the iconic egg chair. If you try this image search, if you try to do this on reverse image search on Google or Pinterest or other tools that people are using nowadays for this kind of thing, you get all sorts of things that look like egg chairs that are not the iconic egg chair. They may be cheap knockoffs. They may be similar. We endeavor to be able to find the exact item across across different contexts, different designs, different architects and designers. Conversely, if you search for open plan lounge chair, this is one of our famous search tests around the office. We want to show you a mix of lounge chairs in open plans, but also open plans that contain lounge chairs. And some of the intelligence that we use to do that involves, again, anticipating a time when we'll be able to run images through computer vision algorithms that can find all the items, all the materials, and eventually all the designers and producers of materials. So here's what a hotspot or an element looks like once we find it in the image. We highlight it there in the center, and we show a little algorithmic crop over there on the left. And you can imagine how this business works as a lead gen and any number of other commerce opportunities. We call this the design graph, which is the kind of markety term that we use when we talk to the press and others. What the design graph actually will become is a graph-based search that draws inferences. It sort of threads design concepts, stylistic words through all sorts of design and architecture images. And again, this is human-powered now, but we're looking towards Serge and compatriots to figure this out for us so we can use fewer humans and architectural experts. We do have some early work that does a first pass using some computer vision stuff from a couple of companies, actually, that will give us fodder for our architectural experts to look at. And that's it, with 50 seconds left to spare. Thank you.